Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow Namibians, we are back on the most important, exciting, amazing platform, and that is Namibia News. So welcome everybody. I wish I knew all the tribes in Namibia, then I'll go one by one. You know, so Kwenda, what, you know, so everything else and just say it so everybody can feel like they are at home. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to another 7th episode, and want to encourage you, so if you're not yet part of the family, you did not yet subscribe, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, so that you can be part of the family, so that the podcast can also reach out to other people. The same name, my name is Beatrice.
And I'm Aisha.
And we are back again. So this podcast is brought live by City Vibes.
We had to.
Very good. So I want to encourage everybody. So if you're finding yourself maybe for the weekend in Caitmans, there's a car wash right after the swap office nearby Vorman. You can come. Ons was die mooiste, die skoonste in Caitmans. Die andere mense is net stop. En ek sê en ek ken nie wat hulle maar hulle leer nog.
En dit is stofferig.
Best stofferig. Kan ek sê so die ander is net ek wil nie sê grap just nie maar hulle leer nog. Die mense is nog besig om te leer. Hulle ken nie wat hulle maak maar by ons. En ons is op pad om 'n regte speedgun te kry. Daai speedgun jy maak net een keer, dan is die hele klaar. Die hele klaar skoon. Yeah, so but we are back. So do I start or do you start?
I think you should start. Last time I started.
Okay, cool. So let's go. To me, I have very exciting stories. Up from the north,
Oh my goodness.
we have a guy that is a police officer. I just want to get his name real quickly. The guy is from Kurenkuru. I know Kurenkuru is Kavango East or Kavango West. I wouldn't know. But this guy name. This guy is Sergeant Olavi Hawango. The guy is 37 years of age. He's an investigator in the Crime Investigation Unit, CID in Kurenkuru Police Station, Kavango West. Okay, so this guy got arrested on Monday for allegedly stealing 40,000 Namibian dollars.
Right.
So the story goes by. So another guy reported the case, and this guy was busy investigating the whole case. So the money got lost. The guy so the guy, the how do I say? I nearly said the reporter or the suspect.
Yeah.
Okay, the suspect reported the case, and when the case got reported, the guy let me tell it properly. Okay, so the guy, it was a deal for buying land. Okay, so the guy was buying land for 50,000 and stuff like that. So you know most how things are. Maybe check out the land, all type of stuff. They exchange some money. Perhaps didn't get the land, all type of stuff. We don't really know the entire details, but handing over money was done. The guy received the 50K, and when the guy realized that he was being traced down by the police, he ran into Angola. So as he's in Angola, he got traced down, got caught. The guy was only found with 40,000 Namibian dollars, and it was in the possession of the police officer, Mr. Olavi. So instead of the guy, booking it in and giving it to the original owner, the guy decided to use it for his own personal use. And you begin to realize, I think this guy is awesome, and maybe for the guy that is an investigator, maybe roughly he might be at 15, 20 or something, so if he has been in the system for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe after deductions, there's no what's the thing they go to, man? This one for let's say home. So let's say home is also
Let's say for interpret.
let's say all the other places. So when they fully and there's also overdraft. So once overdraft and the other stuff and maybe the guy is maybe just left with maybe 8 grand, 10 grand, whatever the whole issue is. The guy the temptation was just too much. When you're being in possession of 40 grand, you have it's in cash. You know what I'm saying? The other guy, unfortunately, the guy just used 10,000, And the guy decided to say, hey man, I'm going to be using it on my own. I think maybe the guy was busy pushing. And it got realized that the money was found but it was never given back to the original owner. So now there's a court case that is going on with the police officer.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a problem. But I think, man, that's what these guys do, man. There was a time, man, I got robbed at the shop. That time I was running a cell phone shop in town. I was selling an A50. Now, A50, I think that was like 2018, 19, I think. Yeah, 19. No, man, that was 2019. It's like 2019, 2021. No, when did COVID come? 2020. Okay, I think that was the end of 2022. No, not 2020, but 2020. So I was running a cell phone shop in town, and I posted this A50. Now the whole issue about the A50 was, it's a phone that belonged to a client. So we fixed up the phone. So the guy was supposed to pay like I think was close to $2,000 for the fixing of the screen. So the guy was stranded. He couldn't fix the phone. Then he said, "Okay, guys, sell the phone for 4,000 or 4,500. Just give me." I think the guy wanted 1.5. We said, "Okay, cool, not a problem." So I put it up on Facebook. The guy called me, and the guy is saying, "No, I have my friend of mine that's staying in Ludwig saw the exact phone this one that you're busy advertising, and he wanted the phone, so he wanted to buy them." I said, "Cool, not a problem." So the guy came to the shop, but the issue was we had to send the guy's personal documents from the phone, on the memory stick, so the guy can retrieve the pictures of his kids and all type of stuff. So then, the guy, then the guy said, "Okay, how much are you gonna give me the phone?" Because the whole issue was the guy was passing through Kidmans, so you were just supposed to pick up the phone. So he told the bus driver, "Just pick up the phone. I'm gonna give you like 10-15 minutes. You pick up the phone, then we proceed." Okay, the guy came to the shop. I'm busy sending the stuff to the memory card. It's like, almost how trying to send a bunch of information. It took maybe 20-30 minutes. He's just trying to send. So then the guy, we are there, the guy said, "Told me, okay, how much are you gonna, at least give me discounts?" I was selling it for 4,500. So okay, I'll give you 2,200 discount. So the guy gave me 300. So then the owner was supposed to I think is blue voucher, or what is the thing for startup bank? Blue, yeah. So the guy was supposed to send me blue voucher. So yeah, the whole thing. We knew it wasn't obvious how easy e-wallet looked like. I don't know what to say, so you already knew. But Bank Windhoek, Standard Bank, Nedbank were sort of still coming into the system and all that of stuff. So then now we are there in the shop, and the bus driver calls. "Man, you said it's not gonna take long." The phone is loud. "You said that it's not gonna take long. Now you're taking long. There are people in the bus that need to go. Hurry up." I said, "No, we are still selling the stuff. Just give me 5 minutes." And the guy is like, the thing is not at 50 yet. Then I'm getting anxious. And the guy that was supposed to pay for the phone calls me. "So on which number must I e-wallet the money?" The guy says, "No," I told the guy, "No, you wanted the money on the 08 number." So the 081 MTC number, the guy said. So the thing is maybe now it's at 70 going to 80 and stuff like that. So then now, I see an SM, and the thing is that when the guy finished talking, the bus driver calls again. "Man, if you are taking too long, we'll just leave you." So now all of those, the money, the guy standing in front of me, the thing sending, so all the type of stuff. So the later on, the guy said, the guy, I saw an SMS that came in, everything, man, the whole message was just copied, everything, the name, everything, 4,000, but it came from a weird number, man. Then the guy called me. "Did you receive?" And it's all I received was an SMS with the confirmation of 4,000. And I said, "Yeah, I got something. Yeah, give that guy because the bus is trying to go, all type of stuff." Then now I'm thinking, so I gave the phone to the girl that was working for me in the shop. I said, "Okay, go withdraw the money." Well, and then I'm timing, and this when she goes and comes back halfway, the thing is maybe almost to 90 something percent. She goes and gives me the phone. She's on her way. Then I'm timing 7 minutes and stuff like that. The thing was at 95-90%. I just removed the memory card, closed up the phone, gave him the box, gave the guy, he left. 2 minutes later, the girl told me that, "Those guys robbed us." I said, "What? It can't be, man." Quickly closed the guy said, the girl said, "No, I pressed maybe 3 times." Nothing is. We go to the ATM. I pressed in that thing maybe 10 times. Nothing. Invalid beneficiary. Hey, I was so mad. I went into the bank, nothing. Check the SMS. I said, no, but this SMS is not ours. It's just copied. Oh, I was vexed, man. Then, connecting it to the story, I opened up the case because that day I was so frustrated. I had money in my account. I had to go withdraw like 1.5, give it to the owner of the phone because now the guy's not like the phone is not there. I want my money. So I gave the guy the 1.5. Then I opened up the case with receipts and everything else. To this day,
Nothing.
I was never called, nothing. Then you realize that's what they do. So they trace the phone, they get the phone, but they will never call. So, and I think that has been the play. Or sometimes you find like when the police officer does, somebody go sell something to a person, then somebody else can report to them, then they go precisely where the person is, retrieve the thing and send it to another person. So
I saw with the COVID thing when there was the police officers knew who was selling alcohol and all of these things, but they never went to those houses. I mean, like people are coming to report, you are telling people to report, but you never go. It's like you go there to buy the alcohol, but you do not do anything about it. With COVID, I saw that a lot because I have police officer friends who do it as well.
And the thing is that, man, I don't know if you guys saw, was it on Wednesday or Tuesday? No, Monday. It was a madhouse in town. A lot of traffics and all type of stuff. And the whole thing was, it was a regional patrol. So the one guy was telling me, and people at farm areas that were driving donkey carts, they were written, if you're found with meat, wild meat that you can't speak
I saw. Because
it was really crazy.
My parents also went to the farm, I think like the Friday they went, and the Saturday the police, the commissary was there, and they actually are still there.
Really?
Yeah, they are still there because I think although it's a very small place, there a lot of crime is happening. People are selling alcohol without legal licenses. People are selling weed, where they are not supposed to sort of like shoot animals. They shoot without quotas and all of those things. So I think it's for the whole month. I think it was supposed to be from the 16th of June until maybe like the 16th of July.
So that was really crazy, man. It felt like they were storming out in town, doing searches in houses for drugs and all type of stuff. So it's really crazy. But it was like those moments, and a lot of traffic. Taxi guys were written on Monday. So but for me at least I was on the safe side. I got a friend of mine, the guy is a traffic officer, told me, "Brah, just go park." Just go park because this thing is not gonna end now. And the thing is that I think by 5, then they chipped out. All of them went out of town. It's like people that came from Roshpina, Oranjemund and stuff like that. So they came like here and stuff like that. So it's like by 5 o'clock, 6, the whole town was like back to normal again. The next day, people were still suspecting the guys to be around, and they were gone.
Dead silence. It was almost like a lottery.
The guys that were getting tickets, minor stuff like Huda, or you don't have the taxi permit in the car, 500, and all type of stuff. So it was a madhouse, so it was crazy. Okay, so but that's what's happening in Kuremkuru. So this guy got a bail for, the state prosecutor was advocating for 20 grand. It's like, then they said, his lawyers, the state prosecutor was advocating for the guy to be given a loan for a bail for 20,000. And this guy said, no, how do you ask me to give a loan for 20,000 if the guy is only paying 5,000 per month? So that money is already chowed, but the guy was able to get a bail for 10,000, and the whole case was remanded to the 14th of August. Okay. So, but that's what's been happening. So please, if you have lost something, ensure that you really follow up. Like for me, I just got discouraged, man.
Because I think the police officers also make you very discouraged about the whole situation.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm afraid that
What can I say? So it's a problem. Well, the things are just lying there and traced. Okay, so the other issue is a 38-year-old man in Windhoek. So this guy, I don't know, maybe it's part of these prophetic churches that are after money. So this dude, it's a very funny story, man. So this guy, it happened on Wednesday. So in Windhoek, the guy said, Yeah, yesterday, the video, it was still in the afternoon. The sun was still up and stuff like that. So the fire brigade guys are there trying to revive the offering car.
Don't do that.
trying to put it out. But that guy is very funny, So it's allegedly that the guy, the church the church that he attends, want his possession. So the guy felt like, if you don't want me to keep it, then none of us is gonna get this car. So the only solution, I'm gonna lit it on fire. And the guy drove, I don't know maybe where the guy was staying in, is it Olympia or something? So then the guy drove in a very isolated area, and the guy just set the car on fire and stuff like that. But for me, I feel like, if you don't really want to give, why destroy your own vehicle? You know what I'm saying? But the guy, I felt like it was just his pressure. But you know what? There's a guy, we can go search up that guy. The guy is a prophet in SA. So his name is Transiki or something. It's a young Zimbabwean guy, I think, but he's residing in SA. So this guy, he runs a mega church a mega church, a big church in South Africa. So now people were like coming out, exposing the whole thing that happened. So the guy, they're saying in a service, on a normal service, they can have like 7 offerings. Just 7. They say like the man of God is on the way, let's give. You know what I'm saying? Then they give. And then like the man of God has arrived, you give an offering. So like a person from church will just randomly come up to you and say, man, we need cameras for church. Can you not buy the cameras for church and all that of stuff? And then, like one guy literally bought cameras and all that of stuff. But it's a non-stop thing. So you do one thing, then you do another thing, then you do another thing. So the guy one time apparently went to the UK, for some church event and stuff like that. So the guy called one of the guys that was maybe leading the service and told them, if the congregants want me to come back, then you need to give an offering of 30,000 for me to return. And the people really literally had to give, like sort of like one guy was saying they literally locked the doors if the amount needed in the offering didn't come in. One guy was a university student, so the guy was into forex and all that stuff. So the guy, everything that he would make, majority of it, the guy would give. So at that time they were busy arranging for an event, and the guy had to give like that whole entire money as a seed offering, whatsoever they call it. Then what happened was, so the guy, the day that he gave his highest offering, like as an individual, I think it was maybe like 3,000 or 5, whatsoever the amount was. Then the guy now had the privilege of getting the pastor's number. So then the pastor told him, now you are a son. It's like after so much money spent, and I felt maybe that's the pressure this guy felt. You know what I'm saying? That's the pressure the guy felt, and he realized that, I can't take it no more. So if I can't have the car, and the thing is that in some of these churches, they advocate for stuff like witchcraft and all that of stuff. Like, don't give, you're gonna get cursed or you lose everything. And sometimes it just goes down in the person's head, like, no, let me just go bend the car and all that of stuff. So it's a little bit crazy, man, in terms of how things happen and how things work. But it's the same thing, and that's why people be aware of the churches that you get to join, So if you want to join a good church, the Protestant Christian Fellowship Church, there's one in Cape Town. There are around about like 45 churches across our nation, So you want a very good church that you want to be part of and stuff like that. But it's crazy. But the other problem is that what takes you to those churches, that's what puts you in a place whereby you're really going to be ripped off and stuff. There are innocent people that go there looking for God, and they realize that it's not really. This guy was saying, they used to buy like normal cooking oil from ShopRite in SA. Then they bottle it off and make it anointing oil.
I also know one of these churches that they call it anointing oil, but it's just olive oil, the cheap one.
That's what I'm saying. They tell people that apparently the thing is coming from it's coming from what is the thing? It's coming from Israel, or even the water.
I have this friend. She used to go to this church, and we lived together when I was in Marita. One time we did not have anything, so her anointing oil was the only thing that was there for us to cook.
Really?
I used that thing to cook. Oh, that girl was angry.
But there was no difference. It was just the same thing.
To me, it was just like, okay, I don't care. But I think it's that like 50 milliliters.
Yeah.
That small one.
Yeah.
And she was just dubbing her. And I was like, we need this one. My cousin and I, until today, whenever we see her, like we just like laugh like crazy. Because that was the day that I found out it was just all of oil.
Yeah,
because I smelled the thing and I was like, Nema.
It's not different. All they do, I think, the only thing they invest in is the bottle and the sticker. And that's it.
Yeah.
But apart from it,
That one did not even have a
sticker.
That's
Maybe those cheap profits they have come. The guy was still broke. He was still building.
She told me she bought the thing for $300.
Yo! And on top of that, come on, I say, from one sales, then the guy can maybe buy. And this thing is business, man. This one just don't just think. How do you buy, man? How do you buy? At least just lay hands on me. It's not just lay hands on me. $300. And 500, I think, is almost maybe this side.
Like 50 milliliters.
Really?
I think
The guy's even greedy, man. He's not even giving a lot, so the thing can finish quickly.
Yeah.
You buy again.
Because the only thing she was supposed to do was dump her finger in it and apparently put it on her head.
Come on, say. And the
I
thing
don't care
it
about
cooked,
those
it cooked
things.
properly. It cooked properly. It still applies to the stickers.
Seriously,
That's what I
it's
say.
cooked.
So same thing with stickers and all the other stuff. So these people, they really take those things serious, and you begin to realize that and you find like these prophetic churches, because they come with the thing of blessing and protection and all that kind of stuff. So it really sells among a lot of people, because that's what people really need.
Also on a continuous basis. So it's like whenever you go to those churches, the idea is that you'll be blessed. The idea is that you will see a miracle. The idea is whatever. I was watching St. Twister a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And now there is also Orpa.
Yeah.
There's this one who is also, they were calling her Bushariga.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's a fictional thing, but we see it currently in the world a lot now, that people open up churches and then they buy people to come and do these miracles or whatever. And then immediately when she was telling this woman to get up from her wheelchair, like there was money being offered, people just like offering money.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes I do understand why people go to prophetic churches because of those kind of things.
Yeah.
So.
And the sad part about it is that most of those things are staged type of stuff. The people are just performing and all type of stuff. I saw this thing, I don't know if you saw it. It was like when 2018. The thing for Alpha Cow. The guys from what is it? From what ministry is the guy? That guy, man. The guy's from Congo, so the guy resides in Hallelujah Ministry, I think. So this guy, so they raised the guy to life, the guy from the coffin.
Oh yeah.
What's the guy's name? Man?
Oh my goodness.
Come on, man. What's the guy's name?
I saw that video.
The guy was a Zimbabwean national that got raised, But you know what? The tricky part for me, the whole thing was the guy goes risen from the dead, and the pastor said, "Give the guy food." It wasn't like milk or maybe shikandela. Just try to say take in. I mean, the guy is dead. You know what I'm saying? They give him like rice, hard stuff. And the guy is there, man, on live television, guys. guys busy eating, man. And it's like everybody's like, man of God. And later on, the guy disputed that I did not raise the guy from the dead, and all type of stuff, and the things backfired and stuff like that. It's real, it's crazy, man.
I'm not the one.
But the world, that's the world that we are living in. So the other issue is that the MTC. So MTC suspended their secretary. What's this lady's name? They suspended their secretary in 2021. And like it's real crazy, man, some of these things. So they suspended her on 6 counts and all type of stuff. So she she revealed the shareholders in the company. She was supposed to send everybody individual email, pretty things, man. And that was like in December 2021. So she was barely in her position for 8 months. And this lady, so she went through the suspension and all type of stuff. But you know how these suspensions go, ne? Is that you are suspended and you're still getting your whole entire salary.
As usual.
Come on, say. Right, for me, it's like I'd rather just be at home, chill off, cool, and spend the money.
Especially when it's petty stuff like that.
And the thing is that now she got suspended. I mean, like that was like now 2021. So 2022, 2023, almost like maybe full 2 years, and now close to 2 years. It was in December. Oh. So yeah, so then now this lady, so now you're getting a whole entire salary. So then MTC offered her an exit package. They just give you money, and you know that the sad part about it is that your reputation get tarnished in the public, but they want to let you go quietly. Like, say, no. Maybe we'll give you like 1 mil, whatever the whole thing is, then you just leave and all that stuff. The lady said, nah, I don't want. I want to clear my name. So she took the whole thing to court. And his defense lawyers are simply saying the way that they failed to file some of the disciplinary stuff before time and all that stuff. So MTC later on, lost the case and they got forced to reinstate her in her position. Then you realize that, I mean, there are certain things that are really worth of suspension, but there are just certain things, okay, it's human error, or you are bad in your position, maybe you haven't say what you're supposed to be doing, and just give a person, grace, you know what I'm saying? I'll be a little bit of understanding, explain to your stakeholder, whatever the whole issue, iron it out and move forward. Now you are paying somebody, then you need to pay again a person who has to do that person's job, and now it's legal fees. And now it's coming back to work. And the things are now, I think for her now, coming back to work, just her steps in the corridor. And she feels so proud that I've won the case and all type of stuff. And all type of stuff, and it becomes a problem, and it's like, how safe are you now in such a working environment? Because it looks like your own employer doesn't really want you to be there.
I think also the other thing is that people will start looking at her like, oh, we spent all this money, and still she's still back.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think for me, man, I'll just look for another job and just, if I get, you stay. But now the things that you are now it's like you are just on a fine line.
I don't care. I'll say. For me, I think it's one of those things that MTC needed to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
That although she was like to them, because MTC is such a big corporation.
Yeah. For
them, it's like everything we take to court, we always win.
Yeah.
And now it's just like a small secretary. We spend so much money on her, and like we try to make it silent, but yet still now people need to realize that sometimes you don't get what you want.
Yeah. And it's so crazy, man. So now you get to, and that's what most of the municipalities do. They let go of the CEO and you pay the guy the legal fees and all type of stuff. And that guy doesn't really care that much.
Yeah.
Because as long as I'm getting my money and I'm supporting, and it's even good money because I'm at home, I can venture in other businesses and do whatever I need to be doing, spend time with my family, and still be safe. You know what I'm saying? So literally, the guy doesn't lose anything. So the company.
Not even time, because you do not go to work. Abundance of time to do whatever you want. So for me, MTC has like.
And for me, I feel like to a certain extent, it's just sometimes it's just a way of wanting to purge people.
Yeah.
You don't like a person, and sort of like you find the slightest mistake just to get rid of them. And it's a problem. Okay, so the other issue is crime, and this article has a lot of crime issues. A guy got stabbed to death after an argument of 2-liter bottle of Castello wine got missing in Windhoek on Friday, the police has reported. So it's a very, and it's like, is a person's life really worth a Castello?
I think that thing only costs like 79.
Look there. And the whole person. But the thing about alcohol, man. It is you're already intoxicated. It's a thing of masculinity, so you want to prove a point, and it is the thing of the company, the people around you, people that you're around with. So now it might not even have been a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the bottle got misplaced somewhere, or maybe perhaps somebody might have stolen who's not him. The guy accused him, ended up in a fight. Now it's a back and forth type of a thing. He took out the knife, and I had a story a couple of years back. So this brother was busy gambling, and as we're busy gambling, so this guy pressed the right number. The thing stood on that number. The guy won like, I don't know, maybe like $500. It wasn't really a lot of money. And then this other guy just decided to say it's his number. Just like that. The guy, they're going back and it's my number, it's my number. And he told the people, Kiri man, I'm taking out my money, it's my number. The guy felt like justified, it's my money. You know what I'm saying? The guy just took out a knife, pressed, one step in the chest, the guy just died instantly. Or funny stuff like that. And it's like, sort of like in the time that we're living today, a person's life is worth nothing.
Exactly.
I don't understand. So it's just crazy, man. So and another person, Swakopmund, a 22-year-old man, was found dead in Swakopmund on Saturday after he had been stabbed with a sharp object once in the left thigh and twice in the back. Police officer carried out a routine patrol and they found the guy lying in his own pool of blood. And I think that's the most worst type of death to die. Maybe it's maybe something even of robbing, or it emanated from a quarrel and stuff like that. They get to stab with it and run away. They sort of like, imagine dying in pain, and certain things is very. It's just
it's
very.
always the ages. Like we see this number.
22,
28, 23.
And this guy, the other one is 28. So this guy happened in Ludres. A Mutenya guy was found in a locked toilet. The guy locked himself in a toilet in the toilet in the house in Ludres with a fatal shot wound in his head. So he committed suicide. And it's just young people, 28, man. It's very bad. So another these two are suicide. It is a man in Windhoek, 37 years of age, that ended his own life, and a 38-year-old man in Okahaho that also took his own life. So it's a pity, man. So that's why people, if I think the time that we're living in today is like there are already a lot of problems. Number one is it's crime that is emanating from poverty and a lack of a job. You know what I'm saying? So then now, when you find yourself on the street and all type of stuff, so a person end up robbing you, end up fighting, and you end up losing your life. It's a thing of the bus. People get there. Everybody's frustrated with their life issues. So that's why, hey man, sometimes just change your ways, keep it safe. Don't be in places whereby, provocation is much more possible. At least stay at home, do your stuff at the house, and less on the street, more at home. Then that makes it much more easier. But if you're a person who just want to be on the street and stuff like that, so you end up, losing your life. Because there are some people, man, they don't care whether they are alive or dead. So
like literally people who don't care.
They don't say so. It's a problem. I think I might be through with my the prophet. The prophet, Mr. What is the guy's name? Barbie. Jackson Barbie is the guy's name. So this guy's story, man, was just weird. The guy's connected to Bushiri, by the way. So this guy, I think the guy is from, I think it's that side of Hobabes area or stuff like that. But the guy had a church in the church in Windhoek. So people apparently went on pouching and stuff like that. And the horn got found in the guy's house. Then the guy said, this horn is not mine, it was just in my house. So imagine it's like somebody bringing a dead body in your house.
It's not what
you know what I'm saying? I don't know how this dead person came in here, even if they're in my house, like something that is so life threatening. And people they are so much afraid of being seen with the horn. I saw a guy, the guy saying the guy is in Etosha is busy looking for the rhino's horn because the Chinese are busy getting the stuff and taking them out of the country, and the guy says, I've been in Namibia, for so long, but I've never seen, not even touched the
Why would you want to do it?
The guy was so funny. The guy said, "Whatsoever comes must come, man. And today I'm here poaching." The guy was laughing. So now this guy, the court case has been happening time and time again. So I think the guy got sentenced within this week, and the guy got 27 years in prison. So the guy is a new Nelson Mandela. I wonder if he comes out, he's not bitter. Nelson Mandela said, "The day I came out of prison, I left my bitterness and my anger and everything inside." But you know what was a fun part about the whole thing? Is the comment section. But for me, to be honest with you, I feel very sad, man. I don't think 27 years was like.
But what I've realized about, especially when it comes to rhinos, because they're endangered.
Yeah.
Meaning that not a lot of countries have it, and Namibia also has like a very small amount of it. Which means if you poach the thing and you like take off the horn, the thing dies. So the thing cannot propagate.
But the thing is that the thing can't live without the horn.
It cannot, because now you are taking the thing off, which automatically means the thing dies. Which means we do not have.
There's no reproduction and all type of stuff.
It's like, in Namibia, we don't play with livestock and wild animals.
But for me, man, I feel for the guy, man. I feel like 27 years was just too harsh, man. Because the thing is that I'm glad you shot it great. They found the thing in the house, retrieve your thing. That thing is dead, but we can't bring back the thing. But at least you got
Isn't it like, I think at some point, if it's a white rhino, it's worse for him, because I think those are maybe like less than 50 even.
Yeah.
so now imagine you are killing, and the other thing is the reason they are using the horns for. And we cannot do anything with it, which means our government just needs to sell the thing to other people who can do this.
It's just
but 27 years.
27 years is too much, man. Now some people are saying, "Hey, Pastori, the guy must just go open up a church in the cells and all that stuff." So and then the guy has enough time to prophesy when he's gonna come out of jail.
My goodness.
People they are not sympathetic.
No, we doesn't get better.
Girl gonna say, but I felt for the guy, man. It's like 27. At least give the guy maybe 10. So now the guy is busy appealing.
And also all of those years, he doesn't even have suspended.
Yeah,
it's not a suspended sentence.
But the thing is that they can suspend the guy. Like you remove 1 year. What is 1 year? 1 year from 26 years. It's too much, man.
You better go behave there.
Yeah, and maybe when they get a new president, after Meme is on, maybe
if she's on, guys.
Maybe she might say, "I want to be nice and get votes from prisoners. So we are releasing everybody that has been here more than 10 years. When people come out, they get, how do they call it, amnesty or something like that, That they get to come out and so they have a specific name for prisoners and stuff. But I feel for the guy, man, 27 years. I think now the problem is that when you need to appeal and you're appealing in the High Court, it's like you might even spend like close to 100,000 just on that thing.
And also the thing is, you need to appeal at a specific time. Yeah. You cannot just appeal whenever.
But the guy is really saying, "I man, when I saw
that picture, I was like, this guy he will not make it."
Yeah, like the guy is like, I can't just go down like that. I need to somehow, appeal. But maybe the guy, but if you have to think, like a year has 365 days. Then you times that with 27 years.
It's a lot.
And you can't work. Maybe if you go to a bigger prison, you are surrounded by a four wall. All you do is just think.
But the other thing also for me with prison is that, even if you're an introvert, you just stay in your house. You don't leave your house. Okay. But the fact that you cannot get out of a specific place.
I think that's what's very problem. And for me, the thing is that also being around people who can literally just do anything to you. They can fight, they can do all type of stuff, And
those years, like if somebody is sentenced for like 27 years and stuff like that, is that not like a mess prison?
Yeah, we have to send the guy to the biggest prison.
I know you're with people who are there for like life,
and they are for serious stuff.
And they don't even care because they will never leave.
Yeah. I saw a guy that got the guy from Cape Town. What's the guy's name? The guy got like 100 and something years. Yeah. And the guy says that he still has hopes.
I don't want to laugh, but no, man.
The guy still has hopes. The guy got the hopes that he's gonna come out. It's like
I think it's like if you you're sentenced to 100 plus years, just repent and love
Yeah,
the Lord.
exactly. But you know what? The real battle is not even the fact that you're still alive. What it's sort of like life gets sucked out of you because of the hopelessness.
Yeah, but it's a good thing to have hope. But like, place your hope in God.
But I think I'm finished. But there are people that are commenting, Prophet, we are with you. God is gonna help you and all type of stuff. But amen. So so let the guy. We hope the guy. Like for me, I'm hoping the guy can get the lesser sentence. So
even me. But
okay, but let's dive into the other story.
My thing, we're going to start with the former police commissioner that has requested the court and ACC for the release of Bernard Esso. For the release of Bernard Esso. The guy's reasoning from a sense point of view, I think his name is Elise.
Yeah.
He's saying he's 75.
Yeah.
He's saying...
the guy's 75 now.
The commissioner, he's a former commissioner.
Oh, okay.
So the guy is saying that there are certain fishing quotas that Bernard Esso needs to come and resolve.
Because if he's in prison, he's
not going to be able to solve this issue.
Yeah.
And what is funny about the thing is the guy's reasoning. He joined this. He's a plain like fighter or whatever.
Plain fight, something like that.
The guy's reasoning, like he joined this sort of like thingy in 1997. I was born that year, which was 26 years ago. He joined this thing, and he only got money once from that thing. And for the past, I don't know where I'm going with it, sorry. For the past 27 years, 23 years, he hasn't gotten anything. So Bernard Esso now needs to come out. And the guy goes...
Oh, so the guy wants Esa to come back and fight for him so they can get something. I'm not getting it now.
What's crazy is that the
guy is weird, man.
The guy is formally like sent letters to ACC and Bolas know ACC said was that we do not know whether he's appeal for the release of Yesu is on sound ground. But he has to go through the process. And the guy's reasoning, like the company was, Bernard Esso apparently told him the company was started, is a swap organization, and now they are
plain fighters. That's the thing, Steph.
And they were asking, like, Alvis Narusep now about the situation, and Alvis got to say he doesn't know about it. And they even said like it's just $7,000 that you got. What's this money?
Like I don't know anything they didn't give any quotas or get money. The guy
he named a lot of people, and what he said was like other people are eating money, but we are not getting our money.
Guys, very funny, guys.
Because now he was talking about things like we also want commercial farms. I'm like, this guy's 75 years old.
And the only guy to help us is the guy behind us.
I think that one of the people, I'm crying.
Man, that guy's crazy, man.
When I was reading that thing, I was like, I'm not. This is not a serious thing.
Serious, man.
People like police.
But instead about the guy feel like he's a king.
He's like 23 years. He only got $7,000 in 1997. The guy was funny, guys. So we are hoping that
maybe the court can listen.
Bernard Esso needs to be released because we also want to
I think when Esso he's just gonna put aside the newspaper and say, I thought it was maybe like a group of people trying to fight to my release.
But it's for other fish you go get. And I mean, the thing happened like 1997, the company was launched.
Yeah.
So I don't think Esso was even Minister of Fisheries.
He was the Minister of Fisheries, man. Now the guy was going to the current guy, the guy that is.
The guy wants Esso to come out.
He's the only guy that's going to understand his problems. But the guy had enough time, to convince Enzo to or maybe the guy has been writing letters ever since, and the guy. I wonder if Enzo gets sentenced, the guy maybe will be very disappointed.
But my thing is, even like when I was reading the thing in the beginning, I was like, okay, maybe this is a good thing, and then it just got commented, and I'm like. You want Esso to come out for other problems? Like, yeah, he's already
but he's already there for problems. Esso is trying to fight for his own release and all that of stuff. And
now you're coming here with issues from 1997.
I think if Esso comes out there and like on bail or something, and that guy approaches him, I think Esso. Because, hey.
But we are hoping that Esso comes out and solves the issue for the police commissioner, honestly, because I mean it's
the commissioner and pensioner, what is his problem?
It's like 1997, you got your $7,000, and now for the past 23 years you want. But what I find really redundant was that it sounded like you want Esso to pay him. Maybe you just started the company with like this.
And the guy was maybe looking forward. Now the guy's maybe just counting like from 1997, 1998 until now to say if he was earning the money every month, this is the money. But I think also now is the thing of unemployment, the economy that is pressing people.
When I heard like what police Noah said on ACC, I was just like,
So the guy at the gas, because I think they will just fire.
Let me quickly read like what he said. Whatever people specifically thinks there for me is like these old people that we have, they do not care.
It's like they are big stuff, man, that need to be fought for. And now a person is coming for things of the 90s.
We have serious issues, and now you're coming. Here's the thing. He also wants Esso how to deal with his case in which this illegal something was strengthened after the fishing company Gender Fishing, in which he claims to have held 23% stake, allegedly disobeyed without fishing dividend. Now, this was the thing he said. I am at least, I cannot read this other things. I'm personally appealing to the investigators and prosecutors on the case of the former Minister of Fisheries, Ben Esso, to be granted bail so that he can solve the outstanding case that he left on his table. Is that he joined the company in 1999 and bought shares for $7,000 that year, but never received his dividends for the 23 years.
This will be the comment for Noah.
Where is Noah? I think it's over here. ACC Director General Paulus Noah confirmed the request. The letter of request has reached to the ACC bail applications I held in court of law. I do not know whether his reason for the request of release on bail of the former minister is on a sound ground. He can approach the current Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources to attend to his.
Because I mean the guy can still go to the
he told the Namibian this week that he and other pioneer war veterans face discrimination from the government as it has failed to allocate them fishing quotas and to resettle them since 1992. Hi guys.
No, but the guy is
it's crazy, man. Like when we look at stuff like that. So I don't know. That issue needs to be held.
Need to be dealt with.
Our very favorite person currently in Namibia for a lot of people is Cherry Kanjo. Cherry is just he's not here.
Jerry got energy, man.
Jerry said he's not here for that homosexual thing. He said that he will introduce a private member bill in the parliament because he wants the word spouse to be defined the way it's supposed to be defined. He said the private bill will seek to define the term spouse invoking Article 81 and 45 of the Constitution and also the Marriage Act of 1961, because I think yesterday when I was watching the parliament, he was upset.
Really?
He was like, I cannot have went to Robben Island for this nonsense. So now that, because spouse is just anybody you are married to, it's stated like that. And that's like, remember the last time we were talking about laws not being definitive and not probably being done, checked.
They're too vague.
They are too vague. So now it's like we need all of these laws that have to do with marriage and stuff like that. We need to bring it down to a very specific thing, so that we can be able to not. Is that like I did not almost die for this country for these people to allow homosexuality. In other news, Ghana is also one of our favorite countries because Ghana is very specific. Ghana wants to add now. It is currently at a stage where it's a criminal act, right? So you can go to prison for like 10 years if you are found to be homosexual, which is funny. Because I honestly how would you, maybe the person is not even in a relationship, they are just homosexual, you go to jail.
And even the other guy, what is the guy's name? Museveni for Uganda. That guy is very funny.
Like the homosexuals wanted to meet him and to be in meetings so they can talk about their side. Oh, that guy laughed. That guy was 2-1 was me. That guy laughed.
Museveni. The US must just stay out of our affairs. We know how to govern ourselves. We know what is right for us. You know, so don't impose those human rights on us. And because the guy, first they thought maybe the guy was bluffing to say he's not gonna sign the bill.
But the guy signed the bill.
Yeah, the guy signed the bill and said if you're also a homosexual that is advocating to recruit other people, you're also in trouble with the law.
What I so funny was when he was calling out the United States and Canada because they were the first ones to speak against the law.
Yeah.
It was like we also know we want our children to grow up with morals and values. And then they were talking about sanctions and stuff like that. He said, I don't care, we're already poor. What is that you can do for us?
They can take their AIDS, we don't care. You know, so I think the guy was saying we have our own grain and all that of stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, but it's just too crazy, man. You can't just because you support somebody financially, you don't have to impose certain things on them that they do not want.
What I also hate about the LGBTQ plus community is that they reason that their rights are human rights. On the basis of you being a human, it is a right, but when you are invoking your immorality, it no longer is a human right. Because a human right is supposed to advocate for all of us. It shouldn't just advocate for you. But it's a weird community because they want respect, but they do not respect other people. And I'm like, I am supposed to have my own opinions and stuff like that. But we will see how, because I mean, Jerry Ganjo, we have people like Sophia Shaninkwa who are still against the Supreme Court thing. So we'll see. If we have older people who are there, seriously, we might actually go through. Anyways, in other news, Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare says that more than 618,000 Namibians live on social grants. These are old age pensions, OVCs, disability grants. So that number it's crazy. It's crazy because now you see the population of Namibia is 2.9 maybe, if we're that much. So imagine from those 2.9, 618,000 Namibians are directly supported by the government.
That's like half of a million.
Let
me say, we can even say quarter of the whole entire population. That's crazy.
And the crazy thing is that the more you read the results in the
not an excuse us so long.
The more you read the thingy, you see that the money that the government puts in on these schemes like this, food schemes at schools, you see the money that is put into sanitation for schools as well as all of these things. It's an incredible amount of money, but I also think our government can do better.
For me, what I feel is that one time I went with this guy. It's a business guy in town, a very prominent guy. So we went to do community stuff that we need to buy. So this guy, then I say, with which card must I swipe now? The guy said, let me take the card whereby my pension money comes, so that I can give back the money to the state. Literally, and I think to a certain extent, if I Pohamba is getting paid, Sam is getting paid, wealthy people are getting paid as long as you are 60. So I think to a certain extent, other people need to be cut off because
especially when people have things like GIB, they don't need
they don't need to get paid. Like focus on people who really, really, really need the money.
I quickly wanted to check because they said like 50,000 people are like literally the old age pension. So per month, let's say one person gets 1.4. That is like a $70 million in a month alone, just for that. So now excluding the OVCs 250, which also increased now, the disability grant that is 1.3. So now,
so roughly maybe the government on a monthly basis,
the government spends a lot of money.
They might be spending even maybe close to
100 million, I think.
Roughly.
Roughly.
Let me see. If that is how much? 70.
70. Because now the thing is, when I was reading this thing, because they do not say that, it states that everybody that is 60 and above, regardless whether you are, let's say for example, a teacher, which means the ministry, like you have your pension money, the GIP thingy, where you get maybe I think roughly like 2 to 3, because I know my grandmother as well gets it. So like she gets her normal pension money from the government. Not from the government, I mean technically the government for the old age pension, then she gets the other one from GIP. And it's like, no man, but we are technically also rubbing off our government money. I feel like you need to be able to qualify for people that genuinely do not have. Like, you cannot get from everywhere. If Namibia is spending so much money and they even increased the government, they were literally paying out the back pays.
Yeah, but the thing is that they are crazy. Yeah, they get. So I was thinking a couple of people at gender because they moved there. So the yellows are getting now they are busy fighting.
Even with NASFAF, one of the things that I have issues with.
Imagine her budget.
Yeah, no. I think I'm part of the group of people that are gonna go to NASFAF and explain to them that these people, all of them, they just need to get loans so they can get work and pay the money back. And force them to pay the money back.
I saw the guy in the parliament. The guy in the parliament that said, I think the guy is from is from PDM. Then the guy said he's literally not gonna pay back that money.
You see?
I mean, for a whole parliamentarian, you are more advantaged
then all of the other
government say, and now you have an attitude of saying, but I
think even they need to go into agreement with these students that are studying and force them to pay. And if they do not pay like the money, sue them. The government needs that money back because I saw
the cycle need to continue.
Because other children need to get the money as well. Now we are just putting money into you. You decide after 4 years, I want to become a business person. I'm done with it. How are you gonna pay back? You need to at least work for 4 years to be able to pay that money back. And I think the government is already paying you if you start working the 20th, the 30th or whatever you're gonna get your money. But I think at a point we are like, I deserve that money. But when you look at the in the future what it's gonna do to our economy, because now the food prices they will rise, the oil prices they will rise. If you look at Nigeria, even right now, the Nigerian naira is like the devaluation keeps on going down and down and down.
And those are the guys, the population of Nigeria, 80 million.
Because now, imagine so it's because you do not have any, like your GDP is not steadfast, and those kind of things can also happen to us. The more we owe people, the more that we are not sending out things, the more the things are not being bought.
In the States, it's like many people finish school or college or whatsoever, and they're already in debt. Because of study loans. Government says like I think they just need to implement the same thing. Then from there they say, "Ashilena suk." Then people who are able to pay that, let me rather just apply with my own cash and stuff like that. But also the hassle is that what criteria do they use to show? Because for that guy that is a parliamentarian, unless if he has gotten NASFAF before he has joined politics, Can I understand? You know, because it doesn't just make sense to me. You know, I don't know if the guy is a parliamentarian or just a member. So maybe we need to verify that and stuff like that. But they are saying they also need to tell it. But you know the sad part about it, né? There have been people that before there were any I think maybe it's before the formation of UNAM and stuff like that. People that were literally going to study in Zim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and those people ever since that time they never paid that money. So meaning that I think maybe the government is at the stage whereby every year they have a budget for NASFA.
They need to start having a budget because I used to think they did not.
And the money doesn't get cut. So why must you call it a loan? Maybe just say, you know, I'm just giving it sponsorships.
I think priority fields are grants. Like education, when I was studying, education was a priority field, law was a priority field. These things of engineers and things were also priority fields. Maths,
yeah,
priority field, ITC priority field. Those things that we do not have.
Yeah.
Like for people that wanted to go study those things, it was you don't need to pay the money back because it's a grant.
Yeah.
The only problem with that one was that you have to at least work for 4 years in the government sector.
But now
you even see like teachers do not want to work in the government sector. They go to a private school immediately.
After using the government.
Yeah, and you cannot get angry at people. If I get a job in the private sector, I get a job there. But it's like it makes it difficult for people to pay it back.
Yeah, because now there's no flow, you know, so the money need to come back. Because later on, I think maybe that's the reason why these people can't pay money on time. Because that's why maybe there's draw. They need to get money from somewhere. I wish I could see the bank statement for the government. Maybe Mr. Pump will say, hey bro, on my face. So they sort out the old people and stuff like that. I think they are just playing around with that money because no one sees those big statements.
But I think also, I don't know, before I sleep, there's this time that I think about the mess that we are in. Yeah. Even with NASFAF, I'm like, if you pay for their school and you pay for the hostel, why are you still giving them money?
Money, yeah.
Don't give these kids money anymore. These are like 18, 19-year-old children because I know for a fact they do not give money to mature entry and stuff like that. So why are you giving money to an 18-year-old? What are they going to do with that money? Unless the kid is responsible. But for the most part, just don't.
But now for me, the thing is that what is the logic behind? Is that you already your studies get paid for. So now that money that NASFAF gives, it was supposed to be for what? Is for you to invest in your studies or for what?
Yeah, apparently, but who is going to invest? Like, in our time, they usually, I think, for the first refund. My first refund, I got 28.6, I think. Sure. Now imagine I'm 18 years old. What do you think I'm going to do with that? I did good things, guys. I bought a fridge and a microwave. The rest of it, I paid. The second year one, I bought a bed. But I mean, for like a bed is 5,000. Yeah. Like, what am I going to do with the rest of it?
28 grand is a lot of money.
And imagine we stay, like, let's say we stay 5, 6, 7 in a group. So we just like, we are telling each other, motivating the others, like, you buy one, and then we give our parents maybe like a proper 5,000. Yeah. The rest of it is you just spend it on nonsensical things. Yeah.
So basically, giving these people maybe, let me say, like a 2,000, 3,000, that's more reasonable.
Yeah, like, give them every month at least instead of giving them it.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, I don't see the reason of giving out 17 grand for what. Because to me, I thought like my whole thinking from the beginning was maybe the person's studies is like maybe let me say 28,000. Then the person was able to source money from somewhere to pay. Then they paid from their own pocket. Then when that money comes, then it becomes theirs. That's the initial thought that I used to have.
NASFAF at some point, not some point when I was studying, they would give the money that they are supposed to give you was I think 37,000 annually. Yeah. But those are for your studies. Yeah. So let's say for somebody who is studying plus minus, let's say first year. Let's say first year BEd, that is roughly like $18,000. And you don't stay in the hostel, so they do not pay for the hostel, they just pay for the school. So the rest of the money after they've paid the 18,000 something is yours. Because now it's a specific amount that
so once they've paid the 18,000, so every student need to get 37.
Yeah, I think for us it was like the 37 the first year. I don't know the other year. 37,000 and 28. But for the people that stayed in the hostel, it was a lot of money. Because I remember a friend of mine.
But now, for me, the thing is that now. Hey, but you create your demands, but to a certain extent, let me say, the logic behind it is actually supposed to be okay if they did it like on a monthly basis. To say, okay, for support as a government, we are giving you money for cosmetics, maybe $1,000 just to keep you going. But now maybe the reason why they do the payment only at once is because they can't do it on a monthly basis. But if it's a monthly, it's much more better. Because now it's like, and Clark has circled the area. The guys can give me that money. Now I'm just
I'm even no longer at school, so like stuff like textbooks and things are not needed even anymore. The thing is, I think the idea of NASFAV is very well, because the thing is, they include your textbooks, your food, and all of, like, for example, transport and all of it. If these people explain to you, the girl that we had, Diana, she explained to us why we are getting so much money. But I mean, this money comes at like October, November, December, we are done with that year particularly. We have struggled already. So am I gonna keep the money for next year? Unless you guys keep the money for me, I'm gonna spend that money, because knowing that you're just gonna get it again, it's proper.
That sentiments don't just make sense. Any other stories?
The final story is the Russia-Africa Summit, which also happens to be the BRICS Summit, I think.
It's gonna be when?
That is gonna be the end of this month, July. Bernard Swarbo, the LPM, was cautioning Namibian parliamentarians that would be going for us not to choose sides. And I'm like, we are not going to choose sides because
we might scratch the beard.
I think we must also not go. They should be like, unfortunately, there's something that came up in Namibia. Because I think, for what, Cyril Ramaphosa is very excited about it, which is a bad thing. It's Russia we are talking about. And Vladimir Putin is also one of the. I saw my cousin posted something about what is something you'll never forgive, and he said betrayal. And I was like, why do you want this guy to come to Africa? Keep that guy where
he is, man.
But I think for the most part, obviously as Namibians, I don't think we have a stance on whose side we are. Especially
we never issued even any statement
with the Russians or the Ukrainians. We're just here.
Yeah, just there.
When Cyril Ramaphosa was bragging about that thing, Africa is the only continent that was able to have a meeting with Russia and a meeting with Ukraine. I was like, nigga, stay out. Like, proper.
When things become things,
we will also be the only ones that were there if something happens here.
It becomes a problem.
So, but I think for South Africans, like we say, South Africa is a movie. Those people do not care. They want problems.
We don't know what shocked us. And by the way, I don't know, I'll get two stories before I go into the guy that is the deputy president in Joburg, the day before yesterday, his entourage, his private security guys that have been provided by the state, they beat up people on the street. Literally came out of the car with guns and they are kicking, and there's a video that's been recorded.
Oh my goodness.
So people are angry and all type of stuff and so forth and so on. His name is Paul Mashatile.
That's not a joke.
So, and it's just real crazy. And the other story, Ramaphosa got cleared by the public protector's office of not doing anything wrong in the Parapara saga. That's also an outrage. So a couple of political parties are taking the public protector's office to court. And the sad part about it is that Busisiwe Mkhwebane, the lady that is now also in the courts, her term is ending in October, and she got suspended because of the very same thing. And the acting public protector seems like she's taking the side of Cyril. Now they're saying Cyril is the most protected president in Africa.
He is, because
the guy say, yeah, this guy he even speak British. He speak British English. So they bought him apparently.
I wonder what nonsensical thing Julius Malema will say after all of these things, because he's been quiet. He is really.
As I saw they had a press conference yesterday. I was listening to it. No, they had a press conference today. I was listening to it and a couple of stuff from here and there. But it doesn't really. Maybe just a couple of issues that are happening in the country, but
I think he's waiting for the BRICS summit. After that, we are getting our share. But anyways, like Bernardo said, we should really be cautious about it, because at the end of the day, I think he actually directly asked Nadine Daitoa, like, what is our states even on the Wagner thing again? And it's like, she did not answer directly, but which is also a good thing. Sometimes you just need to answer in circles and not get yourself into problems. But I think there are definitely there's a good side and a bad side for us going. I mean, we are part of the summit, so why won't we go? But we also need to be, like you said, very cautious about the statements that we are going to be around. So we are not like yanked into, oh, Namibia also voted against this and this. We are already few.
It's a problem. 3 million is very less. We're even busy with census. We don't even know whether we are 3 million.
We might even be 2.6.
So, but ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite channel, Namibia News. Please do comment, like, subscribe to this very best channel. Thank you very much for staying in with us, and we are very much happy for you. So, but this episode was brought live to you by Sunday Vibes, the only best car wash in Cape.
Yeah.
So you wanna come wash your cars? Very much happy, but
wash your cars, wash your mats, wash your sofas.
Yes.
We are doing all of the things
very
that needed to be done.
Rather than that, see you in the next episode.